How's it going, guys, and welcome back to some Skylar and Plux. Now, I wasn't expecting to get new footage in November. I was expecting to get something at PlayStation Experience, which is going to take place in early December. Right Nice Games, Grip Digital, you guys are awesome. Thanks for releasing this. I wasn't expecting it. It looks absolutely great. The latest footage we got looks very polished and looks very nice. Now, what is the point of this video? Well, I'm pretty much gonna go over everything we notice, and I'm gonna try my best to analyze everything in depth. With that being said, guys, let's get started. The first major change I've noticed is the HUD menu. Skylar and Plux started off with this, and we're talking about pre-alpha footage when the game was a simple project back then. There was this bigger health bar on the top left corner, which kinda reminds us of Jak and Daxter, the whole heart thing. Before, we had colorful collectibles, and on the bottom we had this blue looking crystal, which I'm assuming is collected in every single world. Then they tried coins, but then they changed to an orange-yellow collectible, which they call gems. I've noticed something very small. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but by watching the other trailers, the HUD disappears and reappears in different locations. In some trailers, we have the HUD menu throughout the whole gameplay, so I don't know if there's going to be an option to keep the HUD menu on the screen or off the screen. As for this new gameplay, we have the HUD menu throughout the whole gameplay. Then again, those gameplay trailers were from demos, the HUD disappearing and everything. Maybe those were purposely done for the demos. Plus, we do notice the Adventure on Clover Island logo on the bottom left corner. Talking about the HUD menu disappearing, some trailers only showed the health bar. Now, the jetpack consumes power and recharges the whole thing automatically, judging by the old trailers. Now, in the trailers which we only see the health bar, Skylar is wearing the jetpack. So I'm guessing Right Nice Games was still working on the game. Pretty much, they were still in the heavy development phase. Or maybe I'm just missing something. Maybe there is an option to make everything disappear. But we'll find out eventually. Back in 2015, Skylar and Plux was this simple project and was considered a simple assignment. They actually won an award. I don't know if you guys watched my previous video, but I did talk about that in that video, and I found that very interesting. When this game was a simple assignment slash project, Skylar looked very different. We're pretty much talking about a robot. Maybe Skylar was wearing a full armor back then. I'm not too sure, but we do notice a major difference. We went from this mechanical looking character to what we have today. Plus, there was no Plux back then, unless this took place before meeting Plux. Anyways, the HUD menu looks smaller this time, and like I said before, it remains on screen throughout the whole gameplay. Right Nice Games probably told themselves, let's keep everything on the screen this whole time, but make it smaller. It actually looks nice. And about the health, we start off with 3, maybe more, maybe 3 is just for the purpose of this trailer, but we are talking about a tutorial level, so starting off with only 3 makes sense. According to Right Nice Games, the health is upgradable. This brings me to a question I had in my old video. I wondered if we could upgrade Skylar's armor. Right Nice Games explained that no, gadgets and armors will have no perks. In an old interview, Right Nice Games explained that one main gadget could be found in each world, and we're talking about 3 main gadgets. According to Right Nice Games on their official Facebook page, here's what was explained in full detail. Skylar has 3 main gadgets in the game. The first one is the jetpack, and the second one is the time orb. These gadgets will not be upgradable, so there is no perk system or such for the gadgets or Skylar's armor. However, you will be able to upgrade Skylar's health. We'll keep quiet about the third gadget for now, but as Leo said before, think magnetic. I tried coming up with an idea for this third gadget, but I don't know. Think magnetic. What do you guys think about that? Oh, and Right Nice Games, thanks for sharing my video on your Facebook page. That's awesome. Okay, as for the jetpack, it will be obtained on Clover Island. Here's a screenshot. As for the time orb, it'll be obtained in the Oasis. And about the 3 main collectibles, when I heard about that, I told myself that there's going to be 3 worlds in the game, and guess what? That's actually the case. There will be 1 hub area, 1 intro world, the location we see right now, and 3 massive worlds full of collectibles and treasures. The intro world is CRT Space Station, the gameplay we see right now, and Siphon Valley will be the hub world. More info on that will be revealed soon, and I wonder when. The first world will be Clover Mountain, which is part of Clover Island, I'm assuming. I think that all of these worlds will be in Clover Island. I mean, the title of the game itself has Clover Island in it. And about this island, I think it's a special location which has a bunch of different environments. We have a snowy area, a desert area, and probably more. And this could explain why CRT is so interested with Clover Island, but this is all just speculation. There's Forlorn Desert and CRT Citadel. About CRT Space Station, it's actually in space. In my old video, I thought that the place was simply called Space Station. When I saw this screenshot, I thought this was part of Clover Island with the trees and stuff outside, but no. After watching this gameplay, we are actually in space. In fact, according to Right Nice Games, CRT is bringing up part of Clover Island to his space station. He's pretty much turning the whole place into this wasteland. Okay, Forlorn Desert. What about the Oasis? Forlorn Desert, Clover Island, and CRT Citadel are the names of the main worlds. These worlds will have many areas, and I'm assuming the Oasis is part of Forlorn Desert. And the same goes for Shipwreck Island. Now this was part of the pre-alpha. I don't know if this area is still going to be present, but it's another example. Within Clover Island, there's Shipwreck Island. Maybe they took it out, I don't know. About the Citadel, when I saw this screenshot, I wondered if the game was going to have a night and day system. That's not the case. The developer confirmed that the gameplay in the Citadel takes place during the night. Okay, now some of you might think that 3 worlds is way too short. There's going to be many areas and the worlds look massive, so I'm not gonna worry about that. For example, Shipwreck Island, I don't know if that's still a thing. It's part of Clover Island. We have this snowy area. We haven't seen actual full gameplay yet. We only saw a brief footage. Now back to the health. I'm assuming that once we upgrade our health, the squares we see on the top left corner will get smaller and smaller. I mean, once we upgrade that, I don't think it's gonna cover the entire screen. And about those gems, how many are we supposed to collect in each world? In this gameplay right here, in the tutorial level, the player collected 232 gems. Now that's not a nice number. Maybe it'll be like 250 or 300 in each world. I mean, there's an opening right here, so we're gonna head to another area soon. Now, Right Nice Games explained that those gems are very important later on in the game. As for other details, nothing was mentioned. What I think is this: those gems will be used to unlock worlds. Is that too easy of a guess? What do you guys think? Next thing I've noticed, there's something underneath the gems. It looks like a box. Now it shows 0 on 0. In the intro world, there's not going to be a special collectible. In the early stages of development, the box was actually this blue looking gem. And I don't know if you guys have watched the Oasis gameplay, there's a bunch of hidden treasures. And I'm wondering what that box will do. Second change I've noticed, guys, the walking animation. It looks a lot better. A lot of people were complaining about that in the comment section. In the old trailers, the animation looked way too stiff, and this time it looks great. It looks more natural. As for the gems, more effects are added to them. The sparkles are more noticeable, and the ring appears. I don't know if you guys have noticed that slight detail. And guess what? The mechanical arm on Skylar speaks and guides us to the tutorial level, and I'm sure the same goes for the other worlds. But in the other worlds, we have Plux. And one thing about Plux, the mechanical arm and Plux say the same thing.
Oh, well, you seem to be fit as a fiddle.
Indeed. You seem to be fit as a fiddle.
You seem to be fit as a fiddle. Have you guys noticed that? As for the functions, the mechanical arm acts as a swing shot and is used to attack the enemies. The spinning attack, for example. It's probably just me, but the swinging this time looks more polished. In the old trailers, it felt like the camera zoomed in on the character. This time it looks better. Maybe it's just me. Some sound effects have been changed. For example, hitting the enemies. And about the voice acting. I've been reading a bunch of comments and people are like, I don't like the voice acting. To be honest, the voice acting is fine. Some of you might disagree and it's okay, but the voice acting, honestly, it's fine. The audio quality sounds a lot better actually. And I'm already loving Bob. One little cool feature I've noticed is autosave, and it's very useful. Oh, and before I forget, the mechanical arm also has another feature. It's called the grappling beam. This allows Skylar to pull out these platforms, which allow her to get across. Next, it seems like Skylar is headed towards another area. And this brings me to a question which was asked by Kieran, the Zootopia fanboy Hammersley. I'm gonna read the bottom part. And lastly, Skylar was heading towards the door at the end of the video. Where could she be going, or what could she find? Make a theory on it. My theory is that there might be a cutscene where Skylar could betray CRT and his army, and maybe she'll be blasted off to Clover Island, where she'll encounter Plux, who is asleep but gets waken up by her. The theory sounds very interesting and possible. Here's what I think. Skylar is first going to face this friend that CRT was referring to. Once that's done, Skylar's gonna find this spaceship and head towards Clover Island, you know, to warn the citizens that their home is in danger, assuming there are citizens apart from Plux. As for Plux, I think he's simply going to find Skylar wandering around looking all lost, and once he finds her, she's going to explain the whole situation. I was this weapon built by CRT. I don't want to follow my destiny. I don't want to follow his orders. I came here to warn you guys that CRT is going to take over the place and turn it into this wasteland. Well, the thing is, the place already looks like a wasteland. CRT already brought up a part of Clover Island to his space station. Wait a second, I'm forgetting something. Right in the beginning of this trailer right here, Plex mentions to Skylar that she came down like a crashed satellite. Here it is.
Whoa, buddy. You came down like a crashed satellite. Are all circuits intact in there?
So this could mean that Skylar simply crashed on Clover Island, and that's how Plex meets her. So maybe that might be the case. For the cutscene part, I agree. I'm pretty sure there's a cutscene that's going to be shown. Now, whether or not it's going to be 2D and simple pictures, I think that's going to be the case, judging by the intro. Here's another small idea. There's a hub area, right, called Siphon Valley. What do you guys think? Do you think that Siphon Valley will be visited before meeting Plex or after? Here's what I think. Since the game is about Skylar and Plex, I think we'll get to enter this hub area once the characters meet each other. I mean, that's when the main adventures begin. Last thing before I end the video, guys. Right Nice Games has launched their official Steam page. As for the release date, the game is going to get released in January 2017. On their Steam page, it says Q1 2017. It's going to be January. So the game is going to be single player. We don't have a price yet. As for physical copies, we're going to get news about that soon, hopefully. As for the system requirements, the minimum is 4 GB of memory. For recommended, it's 8 GB. And here's part of the description on their main Steam page. Following the best traditions of the third-person platformer action genre, Skylar and Plex adventure on Clover Island sets two unlikely heroes on an adventure to prevent the villainous CRT from conquering their home and turning it into a wasteland. Skylar was captured by CRT and turned into his most potent weapon, wielding a powerful mechanical arm augmentation, but now she must become a heroine, against her will, to defy this destiny that she does not want. Plex, the talkative sidekick that every good action platformer needs to have, will help you on your journey. So guys, what am I going to say? The game looks fantastic and we're slowly getting platformers. I'm super happy about that. Other than that, guys, what else am I gonna say? So the game is planned for the PlayStation 4 and PC, and I will end the video right here. So guys, what did you think of the brand new footage? Are you going to buy this game? What did you like about the gameplay? Tell me everything in the comment section below. And as always, I've been Vivi, and thanks for watching, guys.